Hey YouTube, this is Broke and Free. I'm Ryan, and today I want to tell you about how you can take an all expense paid trip to Alaska and make money while you're there. I did it this summer, and in this video, I want to tell you how you can do it too. Stay tuned, that's coming up right now. Once again, welcome. This is Broke and Free, and on this channel, I want to teach you how you can use seasonal work and minimalism so you can find yourself in the places that you want to be and make some money while you're doing it. If that's something that's interesting to you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that bell icon below so you can stay informed on all the new information I'm putting out for you all. If you think you know a friend who might be interested, go ahead, hit that share button too. Let them know what's going on. Right now, I'm here at the White Mountains Hostel, where I've worked out a unique deal with them so that I can stay here for free for a short period of time. If you want to hear more about that kind of deal or others like it, drop in those comments and let me know. Maybe I'll make a video about it later. So, without further ado, the easiest way that you or anyone could find your way to Alaska for free and get money while you're doing it is to find a job at a seafood processing plant, also known as a cannery. So why should you go and work at a cannery? Crazy question. A lot of people I know have never thought about doing this kind of work, but it's a novel experience and there's a lot of benefits that come along with it. First, your lodging is covered for free. Having a place to sleep is critical. For most people I know, having a place to sleep when they travel is one of the biggest expenses they have. Canneries hire a lot of seasonal employees, so they don't need them all year round. They only need them when a certain kind of fish is coming into the processing plant or the cannery. So they provide dormitory-style rooms for you to stay in. These dormitories supply you with a bed, storage space for your things, communal bathrooms, and a communal space you can use to meet people, hang out, and just spend some time indoors if the weather's not so great outside. Additionally, free food. Oh my gosh. And not only is the food free, there's so much of it. You get 4 meals a day that you can take advantage of when you work at the cannery. A cannery is often in operation 24 hours a day. So they don't stop with 3 meals, and you can often take advantage of 4 of them in one day. If you get up early for breakfast, and then you go to your shift, you have your lunch and your dinner, hang out for another maybe hour or 2, and then you can get that 4th meal, that is a lot of food. Even on top of that, in the break rooms, in between your work breaks, they often supply you with inordinate amounts of pastries and coffee. You can eat so much at the cannery, you're never going to need to go out into town to buy food. Guaranteed. On top of having a free bed and free food, you may be able to negotiate a free flight in your deal if you're going to go work at a cannery. More on how you can get a free flight a little bit later in the video, but this is a very common method that people will use to get their way to a cannery, and something that canneries are very willing to do for you if you're willing to work for them. So, expenses covered. Huge plus if you're trying to travel to Alaska. The most critical time of year for a lot of these canneries is the salmon season. And the salmon season happens throughout most of the summertime. So what this means is if you're an older high school student or a college student and you have summer break and you want to work to make some money, maybe work on a student loan a little bit, and you want to travel, go see somewhere new, you can hop on with a cannery for the salmon season, and you can take advantage of the money you can make and being in a completely new place for your entire summer, come back with some crazy stories, and have a really great time while you're out there. For a lot of students I know, it's been a win-win situation for them when they went to go work at a cannery. Being that summertime is a huge time that canneries need help, This is the time that you can have your needs met and help meet your employer's needs at the same time. Beyond that, we've already talked about how you can get your expenses paid when you get there, but I haven't talked too much about how much you can actually make. With working at a cannery, you're getting a pretty fair hourly rate. It's more or less minimum wage, but there is a lot of opportunity for overtime. And you can be making time and a half for all your overtime hours. There are going to be many weeks where you may work more than 40 hours a week, and every hour beyond 40 hours that you work, you are getting time and a half. And that can take your $7 an hour, $8 an hour, and that can take it all the way up to $13, $14 an hour. For a lot of people I know, that's more than they've ever been paid, which is a tough place to be. But if you're traveling and you didn't intend on making money, this is a great way that you can actually come out a little bit on the positive side. On top of your ability to take a free trip to Alaska with all your expenses paid during your summer and make money, you'll be getting an experience that is unlike an experience that most people are getting when they travel to Alaska. Most people end up getting caught in the tourist traps and getting shown the Alaska that the tourism business wants to show you, which is a great way to enjoy Alaska. I can't deny it. I did it myself for a little bit of time, had a fantastic time. But if you go and work in a cannery in Alaska, you may find yourself in a little fishing town and in a place where tourism is not really the business. And you'll be exposed to the true Alaska that is actually out there. You'll be experiencing a genuine Alaskan lifestyle, and that is an experience that is hard to understand from an outsider's perspective. And it's hard to explain, but it's something that you feel and can't ignore when you're living in Alaska among the people who are working there. It's an incredible experience, and it's taught me so much from going out and doing it. And I can only explain so much to you here. If you're going to want to learn the things I've learned, you got to go out there and do it yourself. If this sounds like an interesting opportunity to you, this is what you need to know. First, if you want to get to work in a cannery, the first thing you need to know is how to get the job, naturally. So, there's a couple ways you can do this. The first way, which I've seen a lot of people employ, the walk-in method. You literally walk around in the town that you want to be in. You walk into the cannery that you want to work in. You find the person in charge and you say, hey, do you need some extra hands around here? I've got 2 of them. They know how to work. And for a lot of people, you can get a job like that. You can get fair hourly rate, and you can often get a bed to stay in and advantage of the food that they offer. And it works out pretty well for a lot of people. Downsides, you're not guaranteed to get the job. If you just show up in Alaska and just walk around and ask for work, you may not get it. That's just the nature of the beast. But no strings attached, can't hurt. So that's the walk-in method. For most people, especially if you're looking to get the extra perks involved with working at a cannery, you're going to want to get yourself on a contract. Hey, my light just went out. Technical difficulties. Be right back. Let there be light. There we go. Oh, oh gosh. Come over here. Why you gotta be so rude? There you go. What was I saying? Contracts. Now, why do you want to be on a contract? Here's the reasons that I chose to do it. You're going to want to get on a contract because if you're on a contract, you can guarantee you'll have a bed to stay in, food to eat, and maybe able to negotiate to get a flight from as far as Seattle all the way to the cannery you're trying to get to. Depending on the season that you're trying to work, you may only be able to get a flight from Anchorage to the place that you're trying to work. But if you're working especially in the salmon season, most canneries will be willing to fly you out from Seattle Or for a lot of people, they've been able to negotiate so they can get a flight from their home city all the way to the cannery they're trying to work at. Depending on what kind of deal you can make, you may be able to save a lot of money on your flights if you can get onto a contract with a cannery. Make sure in your interview, when you're talking about the job proposal, that you express interest in lodging, in food, and especially in the flight. Make sure it's very clear before you sign that your flight is covered. It has happened before that people have been told their flight is covered in their contract. It did not come up in conversation again after they signed the contract, and then they're trying to fly home, and then it just drops in their lap that they didn't have a flight home covered because it wasn't in words in the contract. Make sure it's exceedingly clear. The downsides to getting on a contract is if you break that contract, say if you leave in the middle of the contract for another professional opportunity, or just because you don't find the work suitable for you, then you're not going to be guaranteed that flight back home. And that, if you're financially in a bit of a pinch, can hurt a little bit. So, if you're on a contract, I implore you to stay on the contract through to the end. Financially, it's going to be a much better decision for you. So now that we talked about the kind of contract you're trying to get, what do you need to express to your prospective employer so that you can land this job? In this interview, what skills do you want to promote as having so you can land this job? There are two major skills that you cannot get this job without, and they are incredibly important. So listen, the two skills are you need to be able to work hard, and you need to be able to work long. That's it. Seriously, you don't need any technical skills. You don't need any handyman experience. You don't need any skill in maintenance or degrees or diplomas, in all honesty. You don't need much of anything. You don't even genuinely need to be able to read. You'll see on the application, it'll ask whether you can read or not, and that's not anything that I've ever been asked in any other interviews. And in truth, doesn't matter if you can read or write. If you can, work hard and not give up in the middle of your shift, and you can work long hours, because sometimes you've been pulling 16-hour days, making great overtime. If you can get through your 16-hour days, you can work hard the whole time, you will do well in this job. And that is all your employer wants to know, is that you can work hard and work long to complete your shift. If you can do that, you're a shoo-in. And you will get this job, you will get a free flight, you will get free food, you will get a free bed, you will be in Alaska having an Alaskan experience like no one else you know has ever done. Seriously, think about this. That's all from me, everybody. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this idea interesting. Let me know in those comments below what you found interesting about this video. Is this something that you might do? Is this something that you think you couldn't do? Do you know someone else who might enjoy doing something like this? What questions do you have? Leave them all in the comments. I'd love to talk to you more about it. For all you adventurous souls out there interested in working at a cannery, maybe working on a fishing boat, go and check out my vlog, The Greenhorn Guide, How to Become a Fisherman. It's a playlist, and I can link that right up there. You can click that and check that vlog out. It outlines my experience in getting to a cannery, working at a cannery, getting onto a boat, and working on a boat. A lot of those videos are still coming out, and I still need to process and edit them, but check out what's already there. I think you might like it. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button and that bell icon so you can get more content on how you can live your life a little bit more free. This is Broke and Free, and until next time, peace.